All right, everybody, how y'all doing? Yeah, this camera angle sucks. 1 second. Let's see if we can fix it. Pull it this over towards here.
That's how it was.
Well, like move the whole thing. Oh, that's a little better. That's just gonna have to deal with it.
We'll see.
It'll be okay. All right, thanks everybody for being here. So we haven't been on for a while, past few days. Basically, because when there's nothing to talk about, I'm not going to talk about nothing. I know Crude AF has a live scheduled that everybody needs to go see. Burnt Toast did a very good one on just what's going on and how people are running around not fully committing to their past experiences and the things they've had to go through, which is not, you know, regardless of how you want to feel about the whales or anything, Don's been open about everything he's done and took account or been accountable for everything he's done.
Yeah.
And admitted to it. There's other issues we're not going to get into with that, but as far as everything that he's been convicted of, he's owned up to. Hey everybody, thank y'all for being here. But thank you for those channels for doing what they're doing. There's a lot of people working. There's a bunch of other channels that are doing a good job. So what we're going to go over today, we got a lot of stuff. We're just going to talk. We're going to try to get it done within an hour and a half. You want to say hi? You haven't said nothing.
Well, it's because I was fixing the camera and everything. Hi.
Thanks everybody again for being in here. What's up, Glare? Yeah, Burnt Toast Live was pure precision. It really was. And I was, it is what it is. If you want to throw other people's stuff out there, be accountable for what yours is too.
Exactly.
And, that's not saying nothing wrong. That's just truth. Sometimes it hurts. So, I was talking about things that have Crude AF gave y'all a good shout out to earlier today. We appreciate that. We do. All these channels have been awesome to us.
They really have.
And
we appreciate it so much.
Stuck up for us and we didn't even ask for it. And that was amazing and we appreciate it. Can everybody, are we glitching out? Is everything good? Because it says our signal is like Wi-Fi signal is really bad.
That's weird.
If everything's going, if you can hear us good and it's, put a 1, please. I just want to make sure that we're coming through good for everybody. Okay. Yeah, they're saying good. All right. So thing that is kind of depressing is, if you haven't followed us and you're new to us, a lot of the good search efforts and stuff have been put on hold. The people, because of other things, people have backed out of wanting to even talk on social media, and that's okay. But, we had a good thing going for a while. Good search efforts were happening. People have decided to step back from that, from having anything out there, and that's okay too. That's a good thing. But with people running around doing the things they're doing, it prevents people from going out and doing stuff because they're scared to be followed, and everything that they're doing be put out there. And that's a problem because it does hurt an investigation. And, regardless how you feel about us, we don't even have to be involved with it. And that's one thing we told all those people, if you don't want us involved with, that's okay. I want to be, I would love to be. Each and every, we're not saying we're not going to continue doing what we're doing, because we are. We're just waiting for everything to settle down in over there in Kingsport in that community. I've got something that I've put the description below when we go over it. The links to this story. WJHL talked about it. Robin went forward and did what she was supposed to do and filed charges for these for the issues at the church. I watched.
Come on, baby.
She's trying to get the cat out of here. It's always wanting to be on camera.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
No, that.
Yeah, it's okay. You got a trigger? Where are you going? Okay. So, we're going to go over that. We're going to read the story. Again, we're using everything under the fair use. Just reading the story, sharing what they posted about it. The things that happened, this is the problem I had about the church and what they had, about not the church itself, but what they were doing going into that church. That's Don's place of worship. Regardless how you feel about him, if he's going there to feel better about the situation or to get advice or to seek the Lord, and that's his belief, you don't go in there and try to harass people about those issues. That's not good. You definitely don't go in there filming children. It's not right. People have came at us in the comments and said, what's the difference of the church filming it and kids being on stage than them? There's a huge difference. The church is putting their services out there. And now, since before this even happened with Robin's daughter, they started blurring out the people in the audience's faces. They don't show that anymore. It's been, they don't want. That's their that's the Lord's house for them.
And I mean, I feel like the church has permission to show those kids, because if the parents didn't want their kids shown, then they wouldn't let them up there on the stage to do the children's stuff and everything like that. But that was just a blatant video just of that child. And
Yeah.
it wasn't even focusing on Robin. It was just on her daughter.
And I saw them making fun of how Robin was singing in church and stuff. What does that do to help find Summer?
Yeah.
That's, her time to be up there and to worship the Lord how she feels that she wants to. Why go out in the parking lot directly after and make fun of people? And then I saw a video today that they went and donated to a church, which is good. Don't get me wrong, but those people have no idea who they really are. They went in there and it's kind of like deception on people in that community. There's a lot of people in that community that don't pay attention to this right here, to YouTube, and pay attention and see what's really going on. If they knew that those people were out there screaming at the parents at that work site saying, I'm sorry that your child is dead. I'm sorry that
you have
no soul, and calling them profanities. That's not right. That's ridiculous. That does nothing to help find Summer Wells. No wonder people aren't returning your phone calls or wanting you to come in and talk to them. There is a difference between going and looking for a little girl and then harassing a community, and then going into places under the guise of you're somebody else and you're doing something completely different than what you're doing. There's also videos of people of signs on places that says no trespassing, and they're on it. I don't know. It puts me at a loss for words, but that's not what this is about. I don't care. They do them. Let them do what they're going to do. As soon as, all this clears out of town, we're going to go back in and continue to do what we're going to do. I'm not going to go in there and be harassed and be followed to certain areas that are don't need to be put all over YouTube, because that hurts an investigation. We might have not found nothing at all, but we put efforts in and we were up in there and we did find things that we turned over to law enforcement.
And we had permission to be on every property we were on.
Yeah. And, they say that the whole community is against Don and Candace, and that's not completely accurate at all.
We've talked to many that are not against them at all.
They're not against and they're not for them. They're
right.
They want the truth to come out. That's what it is.
Just like we all do.
We all just want the truth. Regardless, if it is them, then that's the truth. If it's not them,
right. Yeah. Whoever is responsible needs to face the consequences.
Yeah, regardless of who it is. And things, people have came out and in the community and have said things that well, I'm not talking about necessarily the Beach Creek Kingsport community. I'm talking about on YouTube true crime community. There has been, interviews and stuff and things said, and yet it makes you think. And we're not saying that it doesn't, because we're paying attention. Best believe we are.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot. It's a lot that's going on right now.
Blurry.
We're not blurry. I put the autofocus on it, focused in.
Oh, okay, well it was.
Is it good now?
Yeah, I think it's okay now.
Okay. Well, so we're going to go over this. I was giving people enough time to get in here. Thank you, 709 people in here right now. We appreciate you being a part of this.
Missouri Mama, I did see that where it said in there talking about kidnapping. None of us have seen the police report, obviously, yet at this point, so we don't know what exactly is in there. I hope that wasn't in the police report, just because that was not said during that video, so I'm afraid that could hurt things.
Let me fix this. That should have made it better. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that could hurt things if that was in the police report, whenever that didn't happen.
I like this comment right here by Indica Dreams. She said, due process, they're setting a dangerous precedence of guilty until proven innocent, which is bad for all of us. Very true. I've been speaking that for a long time. The more that we allow people to go in and just falsely accuse and throw people.
We're a lot worse now.
What?
You made it a lot more blurry.
Is that what people said?
No, I can see it. And yeah, people are saying that too.
Why is that doing that? It's because of my arm, I think.
Sorry, guys.
Is that better?
Still kind of blurry.
Yeah, but I keep getting. I'm not. It's still kind of blurry.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll autofocus on my own. Here. Whoop. It is what it is right now. I'm not gonna mess with it. If it's blurry, well, sorry. We'll just have to get over it. It's clear now, but blurry. Here it goes. Okay. I have a button that auto
focuses.
Supposed to autofocus, but it's not right now. And I can see what it's doing, and it's supposed to do it till when it beeps. Let me sit back so I have to keep moving. I don't have time for it. Anyway, yeah, we're setting a bad precedence, and we're allowing people to convict people in the court of public opinion. And as long as we allow that to happen, then it allows, sometimes, we've seen cases where law enforcement have taken the easy way out and arrested people without evidence on circumstantial, and then years later they get released on, or they get exonerated years later when evidence does come out, or when something does get found. It's a problem, and we have to be very careful. So, hopefully law enforcement does. He said, somebody said you coordinated your tire for us. Music City Mom said that. So we're going to go over what Robin did and what WJHL's story was. I already have it pulled up. So we will go over that right now.
And I agree. Dawn and Candace handled that very well. Consider the things that were being said to them. They handled it very, very well.
Thank you, Elma Snelling, for becoming a member. We really appreciate that. I will put it up here real quick. Let me go back here. All right, so we're going to go over this. Thank you, Elma. We appreciate it so much. We really do. So I'm going to read this. Let me hide this real quick, and you keep an eye on this, okay? So that I can go over it on this, because I won't be able to see the chat whatsoever when I read this. And if y'all can see this good, I don't think I can zoom on it, but here we go. Says police reports filed after YouTuber allegedly films child inside Summerwell's church. Kingsport, Tennessee, WJHL police were informed of an incident involving a YouTuber filming a child inside the church that Summerwell's family attends. According to a report from Kingsport Police Department, officers were told Sunday that a woman known as Marissa Zadinsky posted footage of a child at the church to YouTube. While several parts of the report have been redacted due to information about the minor, the unnamed complainant does state that Zadinsky was making accusations of kidnapping during the video. Police report that the video has since been removed. The police report dates the incident as occurring on Saturday, January 8th. Don Wells, Summerwell's father, confirmed to News Channel 11 that the incident had occurred at the Kingsport Seventh-day Adventist Church, but did not provide further comment. According to the report, the matter was brought to police in case Marissa continues to harass Redacted and her family. Don Wells told News Channel 11 on Monday about recent experiences with protesters who had come to the family home and also followed him and Candace Bly Wells, Summer's mother, to a work site. In a video taken by Don Wells, the protesters can be seen yelling profanities and making accusations regarding Summer's disappearance. Summer Wells was reported missing from her home in the Beachcreek community on June 15, 2021. After more than 6 months, investigators say they are still looking for the 5-year-old and are considering every possibility. We went back and I went back and watched something today from News Nation when Brian Enton was in town. And if you haven't watched that whole story and everything that he went over, you should, because I saw that they did, and Dudley was their mole who gave them information of where they would be working and everything, because he's working at a site close to it and knows everything that's going on. So that's where that came from. I don't understand why. Again, why is this important? What does this do to help find Summer Wells? And their argument will be to put pressure on them to do the right thing. But by yelling and saying that we know the truth and you did this and you did that, there's no evidence of anything at this point to say that. You can have your opinions, yes, but to blatantly go and scream them at people as fact, that's not true. And that's not accurate. You can't, I don't see where that helps anything. Hey, Chasing, thanks for joining us. So basically, that, so we'll go over, this is my opinion on what, the things with Rob. So it says a police report was taken.
Yeah. Not charges.
I don't know if charges, if they're, I don't know if they're working on charges for it or not, but at least we know that there was, that they did follow through with the things that were said. I believe that there was a blatant Class C felony, but again, I'm not law enforcement, so I don't know. But in my opinion, that's what that was. There was nothing else involved, but in that video, but her filming that child. Again, and you're putting it in a true crime community on a true crime channel that puts that child at risk, because we know that also predators and things watch these channels because they want to know what's going on just like everybody else. And you have to be very careful. Very, very careful. Let me see here. Thank you, Mary. Rabley, is that how you say that? Can we as viewers complain to YouTube? They are so far over any civil actions and need to be censored. It's true. I don't know. I mean, you have to take that up with YouTube and report it. Basically, as far as what I've read under Tennessee law, any child under 13 being filmed And it does not say for what gratification for. Uh, I'm not going to say the word, but yeah, for that, for SA or S gratification, if you get my meaning. Somebody added that's not what it says.
Mm-mm.
And the way that it was filmed on a hidden device should mean a lot more too. There
Especially after they were told before they walked in that they were not to be recording inside.
also said when they went back out in the parking lot and pulled back around, and the man came to the door and asked what they were doing again. They asked to speak to the pastor. He said, "Are you recording me?" And then they said, "What?" He said, "There's no recording up here, right?"
I can't remember if he told them or not.
Well, regardless of, they knew they weren't supposed to. So, do you want to go in? What was the other things you wanted to talk about?
Well, I mean,
There's a lot more. We were talking earlier. You said I gave you 13 things.
Well, it wasn't really 13. That was an exaggeration. We all know that Chris M put out his other.
Thank you, Claire. Appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Candace's interview, first part of her interview last night. So we went over that. We watched that, so we can kind of go over some of the stuff that was said.
That's what it was, Chasing. Thank you. Jonathan clearly says no recording when he's reading the door. That's where I heard that.
Right.
Hold on 1 second. I have a little person coming in here to speak to us. Give me one. Sorry about that. You good? All right. We'll give us just a minute and we'll be done. All right, guys. So we went over. So we had the Chris M went over the interview. Yeah, they recognized him, but he absolutely went inside. Yes, he did, and then he pulled right back around like he didn't, and then asked the same question. Expected them to not do it. Thank you, Brandy Bradford. We appreciate it. Expected them to not say anything about it. Again, I said they were making fun of how Robin was singing at her own church. How low can you get? What is mocking her, pretty much? You know,
that's sad.
That's sad.
At least she has the guts to get up there and do something like that for God.
Yeah, and lead her congregation and worship. It takes a lot of guts to get up there and do that and sing. And it doesn't need to be, made fun of. It's not, because in a sense, you're making fun of what they're doing for the Lord. Not fair. Thank you, Brandy Bradford. And we're going to continue. Like I said, she said, I want to read that again. She said, "Thank you for all you continue to do. God bless." We're not, we appreciate that. And, I felt, this is what I was going to talk about too. We felt a little bit of depression being so involved with this, and then having to step back through all the craziness that's come into town and not be able to do the things that we had planned.
And what we feel like we should be doing for summer.
Yeah, for summer. For summer. What we do for summer to help find summer, to go up and into places that people don't go, and to go where people don't want to go. And we're going to continue to do those things, and we have plans too. But I'm not going to be followed, and I'm not going to be harassed the whole time we do it. That's not fair, and that doesn't do anything but cause more problems for us to have to fight against on here and bring up the rumors and all that. It does nothing to help that. What, Chasing?
Mm-mm.
Did I miss one?
Yeah, go down, I think.
She said you went to talk to them, but were weirded out, and then had the whole panic attack when you thought Dawn was at the door. Wow, is that what happened? Yeah, I didn't know. Did I miss? Oh, Virginia here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Virginia. We appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. Good for Robin and the community. This is the worst thing I've ever witnessed on this platform. It was.
It really is.
That was bad. Really bad. Thank you so much, though, again.
Just everything that has happened in the last week or so.
Yeah. It's been too much.
Yeah.
And, you know, I understand Dudley wanting to get his point of view across, and I understand him, but I think that was a vengeful attack back on them to show them where they went to work.
Yeah, we somehow missed the whole panic attack.
Yeah, I missed that. We're trying to catch up with everything, and thank and where they so quickly put their stuff to private. Thank you for Crude for what he's doing, and he puts all those clips out there. That's pretty good. It needs to be seen. Everybody needs to see what's really going on. I'm going to let you talk about the Chris M stuff with the interview with Candace down there and the things that you.
Well, I mean, we had already heard. What did you do?
I hit the wrong thing.
We had already heard the interview, so that wasn't anything new. I didn't hear anything new in it. Did you? Not like in Hunters that where we got Andy's name. Sorry, there's a gnat.
Yeah, there we.
But I didn't see anything new as far as anything that Candace said. But I know that there was a couple of different things that were talked about, like whether or not she had a second phone and whether it was given over to police.
Good, that's what we needed to talk about. Yes.
We know that there was pictures of them a couple of days after Summer went missing going and buying new phones. And TikTok, which was what they were talking about whenever they were talking about the phone, that is an app that you can pull up on any device, really. So if she was talking about going and showing the police the TikToks that Hunter had made, then she could have pulled that up on any device. That doesn't mean that was a phone that she had when Summer went missing that she blatantly hid from police.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a burner phone or whatever they're trying to order. Yeah, to make their orders of drugs. Is what was said. Yeah,
it's not like Amazon, I don't think. But
thank you, Breezy. Sanctuary is sacred and way off limits. That's very true.
Exactly.
And that is his sanctuary. It's just
it's not only his, but it's that whole church
congregation.
Community. Yeah,
it's true.
So even if you take Dawn out of it and Candace out of it, it's that whole church. It's just not right.
Right.
Anyway.
And basically, like what she's trying to say is, TikTok is an app. And best believe I don't think that Candace fully grasped that when they go through your accounts, they can get into all of it. And I'm sure, but she was willing to say, yeah, I'm going to take this
turn it over.
And I'm going to turn it over and let them see all the TikTok videos. That's what she was trying to say to him.
That's the way that I took it. I don't know.
I took it that way too. And I didn't see, he encouraged her before they had that meeting at the horse pond water hole, whatever you want to call it.
He said that they had originally met at the church.
Right, but he had encouraged her before meeting them to watch that interview with Hunter
and Alli.
And she said the reason she came was to talk about exactly what happened on the timeline. Which that is what she was sitting there trying to do and convey. And then everything she said was taken I feel like sometimes way overanalyzed a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. I do. I think even with a couple of things that were misheard on the interviewer's point of view, that turned into something that was way overanalyzed with like the whole bar step situation when he said that he thought that she had said Hunter called it the bar. She clearly, in my opinion, from what my ears heard, said my husband calls it the bar, but he went into a whole speech about why does it matter what Hunter calls it. And it wasn't even Hunter that she said.
She said my husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said, guys, why are y'all so blurry? If you're new coming in here right now, my camera is not auto-focusing correctly, and I don't know if it might be the lens. Do you want to clean the lens off real quick? That might help. Give us 1 second, and
Hold on, take the camera off.
I'm going to stop the camera, and I'll fix it really quick. Yeah, I will follow up on the campsite before we're over here. And Crude AF said, "Thanks, guys. He's trying to find out." I missed that. I didn't read it all.
Just turn it off for a second.
Okay, hold on 1 second. All right, you can still hear us, so we're good. There you go.
Okay.
All right, now you push the button here. Now you push the up right there, right there.
Here.
There you go. Is that better? No, it's still freaking blurry. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. It looks clear here.
Right, yeah, it looks really clear there, but over here. Okay, that looks like a little bit better from what I can tell.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. I'm going to work on it, guys. And by next time, I jumped on here at the last minute. I was in there taking a shower. And
I think now where I came and sat down because it was trying to focus on my hair, I guess, and now it's blurry again.
We're good. I'm not going to fight with it. Okay, so and I can just turn the camera off if it's
too distracting or anything.
People said I think it looks clear. It's better. Okay. My bad.
Cam does not like me to be in the video.
Did you notice my name's not Cameron? It's Camden.
It's not Cameron.
Yeah, thank you. I've been accused of being Cameron that was spray painted on the Wells barn and everything. That's not me, I promise.
No, apparently we've known them since we were underage, which technically, because it said one of the comments that we got, it was not only you, it was me too. We've known them since we were underage. I think you were like 2 or 3 years younger than Candace, and I'm like 6 years younger than her.
Yeah. But that's
people on YouTube said it, so it must be true. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Tracy, I went over that. She just texted me and she said, "Did I hear Molly say sorry? Your baby is dead?" Yeah, we went over that.
Yes.
At the beginning when I first that is too much. She said, "Sorry, you have no soul. Sorry, your what? Too much. That's too much. That does nothing to help." And the sad thing is there's a community of people that follow that and they approve of that. It's wrong. That's wrong. What does that get you, and how far does that get you? Yeah, too much.
You love me.
Yeah, she. If you see, if you watch Dawn's, or no, I'm sorry, it's hers. It might be JLR's, but it's on Crude AF's clips. Crude, if you're in here still, tell me what time you're going live so that I don't go over when you're going.
I think it said 9.
If it's 9 o'clock, I'll try to get off here before that. But I think it was on JLR, but it's on Crude's clips.
Crude clips.
Go check that out, and you can see it when she says that to Candace screaming at the car. Too much. Yeah. There's no evidence to this point to say that to even know that Summer is passed away or anything. We know nothing.
That was the first thing that I said. I was like, we have no idea at this point where she is, let alone that she is gone in that way.
Yeah.
So for them to be out there and saying the things like that, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
it's sickening.
It's sickening. Yeah, that's going way over.
I mean, we all know that that's a possibility, but to be just blatantly yelling that at her parents that you do not for a fact know are guilty of anything, it disturbs me.
It does me too. So I want to share a video that you did that you made of Summer, and I think we were encouraged to, and this is the right thing to do, is to show videos or in pictures during each one of our live stream of Summer's face, and we're going to do that right now. Let me find that. Bear with me just a second, guys, and I'm going to pull that up if that's okay with you.
It was so good.
Make sure that she's cool with it, and I'm going to share that because let me find it real quick. And is this one it?
No.
Click on here and find it. Yeah. There it is.
Said, of course. No. Go to Oh goodness.
videos.
Yes.
Sorry. I'll find it eventually.
That one.
Okay. So let me pull this up and I'll get it past. So I'm going to show this real quick because she did an amazing job.
Oh, it was so good.
You really did. You did an amazing job. And I want everybody to watch this because and if you haven't seen it, you know, I'm going to share it to the community too when we get done. And we're going to go over some more just right after that because Crude said 9 Eastern time that he's going. And I will put the link to this in the description after. So I'm just playing it by ear right now. So here's this right now. That's amazing. Chasing.
It was
That's
beautiful.
beautiful job. Good job. And I wanted to share that because that do you see how many family pictures and stuff they took? I believe, you know, we all have passed. We all make Oh, sorry. I have stuff still playing right now. That was So Many Allegedly playing. My bad. You know, we all have pasts and we all make mistakes, but people do. You know, that was 20 years ago in Don's case, and you know, uh, if that charge from if you haven't seen the charges gone over, Chasing does a good job of that too. She breaks them all down. She goes over exactly what the charges were, especially on Candace's in Wisconsin. There is a domestic assault or something that would think that was on her ex, not on children. Does not say child. I don't know too much, but she did a good job, guys. I'm gonna promote if you have any information on the on missing Summer Wells. Call 1-800-TBI-FIND or Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. Um, and if you if you want to see any information, go to findsummerwells.com. What, did I miss something? Yeah,
Right there.
no child abuse on our record. Very true. You know, we can't make up stuff to fit our narrative,
Right.
fit our opinion. People say, well, what about all the house at the time of, and I don't know what it looked like beforehand, and I can't vouch for that because I don't know. But
None of us do.
when Chris M filmed the inside of the house at that point in time, that the house had been flipped 7 times at this point by TBI and law enforcement and FBI. We've went over this many times, and if you got to take that into account, this house was flipped, everything taken. They don't pick it up after they go through it. Best believe they dump stuff
there's
out.
Not a person that goes behind them and puts everything back in its place.
It's not how it works. So you know, oh, that's my mom. So just wanted you to know I'm watching all your cracking cases stuff. uh yeah, she was she was and still is loved. God bless. You know what, we look at those pictures and we can see exactly uh the kids demeanors in the picture. They're smiling, they're happy. They took them on places. To be very honest, it looks like they took them on more places than some parents do that are supposedly doing everything perfect. They were on many vacations. They were doing stuff. That's just a fact of the matter. We see it. They went on outings every day, even if it was something local. So I mean, it is what it is.
That's more than a lot of us do.
Let's wait for evidence to point us in that direction where we need to go. You know, what I was trying to talk about earlier was Brian Enton's News Nation interview. He said he talked to Sheriff Lawson, and this was back in November. I think that this was that story was released through them. He said the most jaw-dropping thing of all of it was after 5 months at that time that there was still nothing, no leads at all. That was from Sheriff Lawson's mouth. What? Yeah, that's K-Dam. We went. Burnt Toast did a very good job of covering that record and went through everything with it. It took her 2 hours or more to go over that whole record. It's a lot. Yeah, those Roll Tide. Thank you. Those babies were happy. Pictures don't lie.
Exactly.
But Sheriff Lawson said there was nothing. They were still exploring all leads. You know, they were telling people to look in their fields for clothing. So that we got to pay attention to what law enforcement is saying. Look in the fields nearby for clothing. He was encouraging that. So why do you think people were continuing to search in that community when law enforcement is telling you to go look for people that live there, to look in the fields? You know, when their last search happened, month and a half ago, they were focused on those areas that we've been talking about. Somebody wanted me to go over the campsite, and I will a little bit. I will try to make it clear about it. So, in regards to, you know, and let's, you know, I want you to take this into account when we showed locations, approximate locations of footprints. We didn't give the exact for the reason that people don't need to be out there you know, I'm not even gonna, I don't have to say the obvious, but uh, we didn't give the approximate location, but I'll just tell you
You
that,
mean exact?
or yeah, we're not going to give the exact, we gave the approximate.
Yeah.
Thank you. My tongue talks a little bit faster than my mind goes sometimes. Uh, so the campsite was in close proximity to that, and to being able to see the home and all that.
And that was with your bare eyes.
Bare
Let's
eyes.
keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's not saying using binocular. Bare eyes, you could see the top of the house and stuff. And this was still there at a time when I was there, still at a time that the trees had not completely, all the leaves had not fallen. This was pretty.
This was a few months ago.
And way before that, the law enforcement went back out there.
It was before.
So with binoculars and stuff, you could see that property. You could hear the dogs barking. And we're not saying that's anything to this. We're not saying, but I'm just saying there's a lot out there that they say that, and property owners near it were not talking about, or they didn't know that was even there. They didn't know it existed up there, and that's right on their property.
They knew it was right across the
fence line from
yeah. But they know their property.
They know it well, and the people know everybody that's coming up and down that road that's supposed to be. And if we were there talking to a property owner one time, and vehicles were coming down, and they called it. They said, "I don't know who that is." They don't know. Then they said where they thought it was probably going. Yeah, there was people in the community that threatened Don not to have, or this so somebody in the community that's came up and told that crew to leave that was protesting, said that he had threatened, said, "Hey, keep my name out of your mouth." I don't know. It's just there's things going on that road that were accurate to exactly what was said by Don. And there's a lot of people that live in that community that know about it. And when we said, "Hey," Sheriff Law said that there wasn't a lot of traffic down this area because of drugs and stuff, they laughed. They said that's far from true.
Yeah.
And
they actually, I don't think they had heard that yet, and they said he said that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, there is, we have to take into account, but that it is possible. And I'm not saying that necessarily has to be that it is a stranger abduction. I'm not saying that. That's not in my opinion. In my theory, personal theories and opinions, that it might be somebody that has been around there, familiar, even if it was somebody who frequented that road and she went down there where her scent was. We don't, you never know.
Yeah.
Never know. It's too much. So I have, somebody said, "Are the dogs feeling better?" Cam, Judy Johnson. I don't know. I have not talked to them on that part yet about the dogs not feeling well. I've been trying to give them a little bit of space through this. They're going through
a lot going on.
A lot going on. People, attacking their livelihood and everything else that they've. That sometimes it's good just to step back and let people live their life. And we try to do that and be respectful, because I'll try to put myself in that situation. If I was in there, would I want people in my face all the time talk? I try to. Hey, Mama Bear, I'm glad that you emailed me. I've been trying to give her her rent. She emailed me for it, and I told her I would. And I hope that makes sense, guys. That I try to step back. Thank you, Irene Monray. We appreciate that. Thank you. And I hope that that you see that I try to be respectful with that. Just trying to step back a little bit. I think that that's necessary. And when things start to calm down and people can get back in and do the things that that need to be done, then we're going to go back in and do what we feel is necessary and what could be helpful. But we never want to overstep our boundaries, or what we I don't want to ever be in the way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because if we can't be helpful, then it's not good to be out there and do anything, right? And I'm gonna, be honest with you. I'm gonna protect my children through this because these people already know that they'll go to no ends in uh, ways to attack people and try to. My children don't deserve to go through that. I don't even if people are like, well, you don't have nothing to worry about. I still don't want them to have to be questioned.
That's not fair to them.
It's not fair to those children. We have nothing to hide. They can come anytime they want, but I don't. It's not fair to my kids, and I'm not going to put them in the situation because of what we're trying to do to help with another child. My first responsibility is my children always, and that will always be what it is. Considering the dogs got sick, whoever abducted Summer could have drugged them to keep them quiet too. Possibility, but we've all seen that those dogs are. Thank you, Brenda Busby. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. But we've seen that the dogs are friendly, and if they, I don't know if they would necessarily. Did. Wow. That right there.
And that's what we're talking about.
I just got a text, and I'm not going to. Well, there was efforts being made today, and we'll just say that other YouTubers were going there and trying to film what people were doing. That's the reason why we haven't been out there doing what we were planning on doing. They were trying to film efforts to try to help with this little girl, and that doesn't help anything. That
does not help anything. That makes me mad.
You do you, and thank you. That's what I said. That's what I told them. You do you, boo boo.
Boo boo.
Yeah, it's true, Patty Barnett. Yeah, this whole thing has been a crap show in the very least. People going around the property and people that were out there trying to do things like actual efforts today to help find Summer with technology that could help find Summer and filming them. And that doesn't help anything. There's multiple people, not just that crew down there. There's other YouTubers down here now too, and doing those things. It's not. It is a game, and it's all about clicks and views and what they can. And that doesn't help anything. That's why I will sit back and don't even have to come on here and won't say anything because that's not what I'm about. I want to help find this little girl. I want to keep y'all informed with factual things when it comes through, and we'll continue to do that. Yeah, so Joanne Jarrett, that's basically it's what time is it? I'm gonna let Crude get ready to do his. That's all I wanted to share with y'all tonight. I hope that it's been halfway decent. I wanted to share.
Sorry, my nose is.
I wanted to share the whole thing with what happened with Robin, and I wanted to share the video that Chasing did. Well, there's other channels too besides that one. Chasing.
That one went home.
That one went home today, and then
I think she went home like yesterday or the day before or something.
Yeah.
She wasn't here very long.
Yeah, there's more of them down here, and I'm not going to discuss them here. It's not worth my time. It's just they're continuing to do too much, and it's hurting everything, guys. We appreciate you. We love you. Mm-hmm. We'll say a prayer, and let's see. What'd she say?
She said.
Yeah.
I said it infuriated me.
Yeah, it infuriates us too.
Us.
You. Me.
I said it infuriates me, and you said, yeah, it infuriates us too.
Who is?
I'm sorry.
Hold on a second. All right. So that's it. I just saw somebody said, "Who's hurting what? Who are you?" I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna keep on. Yeah, I think that's what's happening, Queen of Kings. I think I'm not gonna put it up there from the chat, but I think that's exactly what they're trying to do is team up and all that. It's just too much. It's hurting. It's hurting this. It's hurting efforts. It's hurting. They're outside CPS, and they said there was an officer that said, "Thank y'all for giving us a heads up that you're coming," and they took it as saying, "Thank you."
Thank you for coming and doing everything you're doing.
Yeah, and that's
That's
not what
not what
he
they
meant. He
said.
said, "Thank you for just giving us a heads up that you're coming, so we can be here to watch
Yeah.
to watch what's going on." Uh, yeah, we're going to continue to do the right thing. We're going to treat people humanely, and we're going to get to the bottom of this one way or another. The difference between people can say, "Who are us? Who are we?" and we live here. We live here. We decided to get involved to try to help because it's our community. Our children live in these communities, and we want to make a difference and say that we're not going to stand for it, and we're gonna search it out because so we don't want this to go cold. So people don't think that they can take advantage of these areas and hurt children or try to take children away. So we're going to do what we can. Thank you, Natasha. I saw what you just said a little bit. Oh, Natasha, you're awesome. Thank you for being in here, and everybody else, guys. Let's pray. Let's pray, and we'll roll out. We love each and every one of y'all and appreciate your support. Dear Heavenly Father, we just ask that the right things be done by the right people, and that things are handled correctly. We ask for protection over the Wells family, and as they're going through this, and let police officers to do their job and to be able to search and investigate and find the answers that need to be found in a fair and reasonable manner. Lord, we ask that the right people are out there at all times and are able to find this little girl. We ask for a hedge of protection around Summer, especially, Lord. We ask that you look over all the missing children in this country and bring answers to their family, put a peace in their families' hearts, Lord. Thank you for the people that support us and continue to help us to try to do the right thing for Summer and other cases that we will continue to do in the future. Lord, we ask again for a hedge of protection around Summer and other children. That's the main thing, Lord, and just let justice be brought to whoever is responsible for these things. In Jesus' name, I pray, amen. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it, and we will catch you on the next one. Crude AF, good luck tonight. We guys, if you haven't heard of him, go over there, subscribe, check out his live stream. The Glare, Burnt Toast, those guys are doing a good job. And remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice.
But justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate.
We'll catch you on the next one.